Ingredients and put a look behind the scenes. Look uncovered until hot. Add grooves to taste.
I would like, if I may, to take you on a strange journey.
Once upon a time, there was a little girl.
The accident was over a year ago. A second woman has been elected president. A 12th planet has been named in the solar system. The last wild polar bear has died. I slept through it all. I was here for my waking. He called it a beginning. He said it was good. I think he may have thought that anything I did was good.
Welcome to Transition Radio. Host, Mark Angelo Cummings.
And good morning, family. Welcome to Transition Radio Show. I had a little technical difficulty. Last night I was trying to schedule the show and it was giving me, the new program was giving me a hard time. And I ended up deleting certain links and I ended up deleting the link that I was set up for this morning. So I apologize for that. And also I had my therapy and I run a couple of errands this morning before I got back home to be here with you guys, which is something I look forward to. Good morning, Scott Satella. Good morning. I'm working through my lunch, but I'll check in as I'm able. Well, I appreciate that. And thank you so much for checking in. I love you, brother, and always appreciate your support and your presence on chat. Anyway, guys, let's see what we got today. I mean, it's a lot of soul searching, trying to put shows together that rings with my higher self, that rings with the actual vibration of mother and father, the things that they want me to say, the things that they want me to point out, to bring this mission forth, to bring things that need to be brought forth into our horizon, into our ability to be present, to heal, and that's what I'm all about, healing, being present, doing what's best thing possible for our human family, for our tribe. So one of the things that I've always noticed that before there could be any healing, there must be awareness. Awareness is one of those things that is very important for our spiritual growth and also for our physical well-being. Good morning, Mystery School. Good morning. Thank you for joining in Champagne C. You're new. I don't recognize your name, but good morning and thank you for joining. So when we have awareness that there's something wrong, whether there be something physical or whether there be something emotional or whether there's something spiritual that's not right, that's off, that's throwing us off kilter, it's important to reflect. It's important to go inward, and it's important to try to change what needs changing, to improve what needs improving, to get rid of what we need to get rid of. And that's all part of life. It's an ebb and flow, something that happens constantly. By the way, guys, at any time, if you want to call in, let me go and get that number for you on the screen there. Control copy. It's like sometimes it's trying to walk and chew gum at the same time. That's a number right there if you want to call in to say hello, have a question, a comment, anything whatsoever, want to share something about your life that think that others will benefit. This is your show, and I always welcome you. Good morning, Gigi for Truth. Thank you for joining us. And because it's important for us to share. It's important for us to become aware together as a tribe, as one consciousness, as one family. Many of us don't realize that that we are one, that we are connected to Mother, Father, whatever you want to call your creator, that's fine with me. If you want to call your creator Father and that gives you comfort, by all means, call him Father. If you want to call her Goddess, Mother, by all means, call her Goddess, Mother. If you want to create that union, which is what I believe we're here to do, and allow that presence of the Mother, Father combined as one, a beautiful yin and yang dance, then by all means do so. That's how I see my creator. I see my creator as a divine force that has both a male and a feminine essence, and is what I believe that although you see this beard right now, because I had to work through my masculine expression, through my healing, through my protection. That's why I did what I did. But I didn't know that I was doing that at the time. I thought I was just born in the wrong body, as many try to think and say. Good morning, Stephanie. Thank you for joining me. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure to have you here with our tribe, our community. So in my misunderstanding, I created what you see before you, but it was all part of a spiritual plan, a plan that I had no clue that was taking place. Unbeknownst to me, it was happening. But now I see why I did what I did. And although, like I said before, you guys see this bearded wonder in front of you, this was just something that was needed to be able to balance myself, to be able to find that power, to be able to find that balance. And now as I've achieved that balance and there's many changes that are going to be coming into my life, I don't know what this outside is going to look like as I continue to change, because I'm wanting to bring in back that essence of feminine, but still maintain my masculine and bring in a balance, which is I know what Mother and Father wants us all to do, the return to oneness. So how my return to oneness is going to look like, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm going to shave this whole beard off. I'm not sure if I'm going to try to become an androgynous being again. I don't know what's going to happen. I only know I have this moment in time right now, the present moment that I have, and I'm here with you, sharing my heart, my love for all of you, and looking forward for all your sharing with me as well. But I must say this, exciting times are ahead. Exciting times are ahead. Today when I went to my therapy appointment, I'm looking in my car and I'm like going, yeah, this is going to be my home for now. As of July, when the lease and the obligations are done and over with, I will take on to be back on the road with Gypsy Blue. That's my little Prius name. It's a beautiful, beautiful, economical little time capsule type of thing where you could set the temperature, whatever it is that you want, and she knows when to come on and when to come off. You know, it's great on gas. A great home for the time being until Mother Father sees otherwise. If I need a bigger Class B traveling van or something, but for now, it's going to be Gypsy Blue and I. And so whatever takes place in this right here, this presence, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I know that I want to follow the guide of my God and Goddess. Whatever they see fit for me to do is what will happen. Anyway, today's show, I entitled it Spiritual Healing, because it's important not only to heal our physicality. We need to have a temple that's properly functioning, a temple that will work for us. There's no fun not having a working temple. It's like not having a working vehicle or anything that's not working. It's no fun. So in order for this to work the way we want it to work, we need to take care of it. Not about vanity. Vanity is all of the ego-based system that has been created here on this reality. It's all about balancing your yin and your yang. It's all about making sure that your vehicle is a beautiful antenna to reach up to the sky so we can communicate with Mother and Father. So we could become one as a community, as a consciousness that we are. We need a proper working vehicle, our body. But within that body, there's this kingdom that lies within, the spirit, this beautiful spirit that we are all part of and have. Spirit, soul, I like to use those words interchangeably. Do that mean something different? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But it's the light, that energy source that we are all part of, that we connect with, that invigorates us, that gives us our personality, our individuality, but at the same time, our likeness. Such a beautiful and wonders that it is. Sometimes words don't do it justice. It's like trying to explain mother, father. If you had the task, infinity, thank you, Gigi, infinity. If you had the task to explain to a person that you just met on an island somewhere, and you wanted to explain to that person what your God and goddess was all about, what would you say? What name would you give God and goddess? We don't have a name for God and goddess. We can't even put God and goddess inside a box because it'd be so disrespectful. Yet we've placed ourselves and each other in a box. We've lost all sorts of integrity and dignity and respect for who we are and where we come from. And so I think that it's so important for us to realize that we need a healing, that we need a spiritual healing, a spiritual cleansing of sorts, that we need to get ourselves right with each other, with our creator create us, because what's going to be taking place, family, friends, members of my tribe, is something so amazing and so awesome. But we need to get ourselves right first. It starts with us, and then it spreads on through. What I find that this world is dealing with is a massive bipolar affliction. People are massively confused. They're massively, let me see here, why is this doing that? Oh, I'm trying to share that article and that didn't work too well. Why is it? Bring it down. No, that ain't centering itself at all. I've had all sorts of technical difficulties today. This ain't gonna work, sharing it for you guys. It's bizarre. Don't know why it's doing that. Okay, so won't be able to share it. It's a world of duality, but a separated duality, not a duality that encompasses itself in a complementary way. We're always fighting one another, always fighting our own selves. I mean, it's crazy. We have our own inner battles. So if we can't even get it right within ourselves, can you imagine? I mean, it's totally bizarre. But anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit about bipolar. And there are two different kinds of bipolar, unbeknownst to a lot of people, bipolar 1 versus bipolar 2. And the article is called, What's the Difference? Well, we're going to learn about the difference right now. And I'm going to say hello to 33D3D Worldwide 3333. Good morning, and thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining our tribe, our tremendous family group that we have and share with each other, grow as one consciousness so we could get it done and get it right. So bipolar disorder previously was called manic depression, and extreme mood swings characterized it in the Mayo Clinic. Defines bipolar disorder as extreme mood swings that includes emotional highs, mania or hypomania, and lows, which is persist of depression. However, diagnosis of the bipolar disorder can be further broken down in various types, such as bipolar 1 and bipolar 2. Here are the differences. Unless you have been diagnosed with bipolar disorder or work in the mental health field, you probably don't realize that there are 5 different types of bipolar disorders. You heard that right. There's 5. 5 different disorders. That's a lot of disorders. Here's a very simple. Wait, let's see. I just skipped. As an RN who wrote this article, who used to work at floor nurse, when I would get shift report, I would often hear when obtaining a patient's health history, she has a history of migraines, hypertension, coronary artery bypass, an 08, and a bipolar disorder. Never did I hear she has bipolar 1 disorder. Here's a very simplified rundown of the types of bipolar disorder. I'm really bummed that I can't share this in alignment because I always like for you guys to read along. And let me see. That worked a little bit better right there. So bipolar 1 disorder is a severe form of bipolar disorder. It involves severe mania and depression. Bipolar 2 disorder is similar to bipolar 1 disorder, but the mania is less severe and is called hypomania. However, the depression may be just as severe, right? Then you've got the let me make it a little smaller, cyclo disorder, which is characterized by brief periods of hypomania and depressive symptoms. The hypomania and depressive symptoms are not long lasting or as severe as in a full hypomania or depressive episode. Then you've got the mixed features. These are characterized by the person having multiple symptoms of opposite mood polarities occurring simultaneously. Boy, that sounds pretty scary. Examples may include mania and depression and euphoria and suicidal ideation. And other symptoms may include sleeplessness, racing thoughts, and hopelessness. That sounds like, a lot to deal with, Rapid cycling occurs when 4 or more episodes occur in a 12-month period. It is interesting to note that, sometimes called ultra-rapid cycling, there is a debate within psychiatry as to whether this phenomenon is a valid or well-established feature in bipolar disorder. Some people also experience challenges in polarity from high to low or vice versa within a single week or even within a single day, meaning that full symptom profile that defines distinct separate episode may not be present. This type of bipolar disorder can occur with any type of bipolar disorder and can be a temporary condition. Now, one of the things that I've noted, we see a lot more of this these days. Let's see who else is. Kid Next joined us. Thank you, Kid Next. Much love. Sorry I haven't been on. I had major loss. My friend who is like a sister to me just passed away. I love you all. Hibernating isn't doing any good, so I needed to hear you all. I'm so sorry, Keaton X. I'm so sorry that you're going through that. Loss is always something so difficult, so hard sometimes for people to wrap around their heads that the person they loved, that they look for advice or friendship is no longer there physically. I do want to give you a little word of solace and that hope that you can take this. Remember that we are infinite being. Your friend will live in your heart and memories forever. Her spirit will go on. All you have to do is close your eyes, think of her, and she'll be there with you. You can communicate with her, and she will be able to communicate with you. If you have a certain thing that tied you together, that will always be there. The meat suit is the only thing that goes away, but everything else is eternal. The memories last forever. Those memories, no one can take away from you. Her eternal spirit will always be around in your memory, in your heart. So whenever you need her, just talk to her. She is right there. But we send you condolence, love, and rapid healing of being able to grieve, but learn to also let it go in its due time. But take your time to grieve and feel as you need to, but always honor her, and her memory will always be alive. Scott, good morning, Scott Severini. Late, it's okay. Yeah, I thought that you were late, but yeah, I'm late. I normally like to have the show around 9:30. Last night I had difficulty with this actual application. It wasn't letting me schedule a show right, and then I did, and then I ended up deleting it by mistake. And I noticed this morning that it wasn't connecting to my YouTube, so I had to redo it. Long story short, lots of technical difficulties, but I'm here now. I'm glad you've joined us too, and thank you, Scott. I always look forward to hearing you, and either on the phone or written words. But always so grateful. And Phoenix, love you, Phoenix. The mother is bipolar. The mother is bipolar, not bipolar. So they made us mental hospitals. When she wakes up, they got her. They even had Sylvia Brown looking for her. Well, I remember Sylvia Brown. She walks with us now. She's here. I remember Sylvia Brown. Used to be on, was it Maury Povich that brought her in, or was it Montel William? I can't remember, one of those two. But yeah, I believe that there is some sort of bipolarness in our creators. That's why, and we look at it as something bad, but it's like, it's energy, right? Energy does this. We never see energy just going flatline unless you die, then you have a flat line, right? It means that the energy is no longer in your body. It's gone elsewhere. You're not going to get the reading anymore in that body. But, you know, I bring upon these information to get people to have awareness, to get people to learn themselves. We all have some sort of label that we could attach ourselves to in this reality, be it OCD, which I've learned to deal with a lot of it, but I'm very obsessive compulsive. I don't want to say I have anxiety, but I have a lot of anxiety types of behavior. I'm always fidgeting. I can never sit or stand still. Childhood trauma, maybe. Hormonal imbalances because of the DES my mom took to try to maintain birth and not miscarriage her kids. I don't know. I know that I'm very fidgety. I'm very, if I sit, I like to rock. Could I possibly have some bipolar? Maybe. I think a lot of us on this planet probably do. Dissociative disorders. We switch on and off to deal with pain, a lot of the chemical imbalances that we face in this world. So I love to be able to learn. That's why I went to college, got a medical degree. I love to be able to learn the human mind. I think the human mind is so amazing. I love to learn the human spirit. That's even more amazing. And I love to share what I've learned with all of you so we could empower ourselves, so you could help somebody else then, because it's trickle effect, it's a domino effect, and we could all help each other. 33D3D says, hi, kittens. Sister, sorry about your sister. Lost many friends in my life. It hurts, yes. Has to go hibernating myself. Been on here since 2007. Many breaks between. NRG never dies. Yeah. Spirit goes on forever. I wonder, 33, I'm just going to call you 33 for short, so I don't have to mention the hold. If you don't mind, 33. I wonder how close our friends are to us in the 3D. Sometimes I know I feel them on the other side. Much love, sister. That's what I'm saying. It's like my grandmother died, and that was like the first loss I ever experienced, and it was very hard for me because my grandmother was more of a mother to me. But every time I wanted her presence, all I would do is close my eyes. I would call out on her, and I would feel her. And I know that Granny probably reincarnated in some other spirit. Hopefully she got out of the matrix altogether, and it's like, woohoo, probably rooting for me, like, come on, but that essence, that spirit, that energy that was created here on this third dimension, in my opinion, continues to live on. And it lives on inside of us, because I believe that every single person that we come to in contact with, we take a little piece of them and they take a little piece of us. It's like an engram, a source of energy that leaves a little bit inside of you, and you leave a little bit inside of them. And all we have to do is tap into that. And we collect these little engrams throughout our lifetime from every different human beings we've ever encountered, whether it be a full-on relationship, lovers, or just friendships, our family members. We are collecting all these little fragmented pieces that we at one point were coming back and collecting them and bringing inside of us, inside that kingdom. And let's see here. Kid Nick says, oh, thank you so much, Mark. Thank you. I needed to hear that. It's the truth, my sister. She is with you and will always be with you. And she's taking a piece of you with her to wherever she's gone next. Because we all do that. We connect with one another. We gather little pieces, little engrams, I like to call them. And Scott says, yes, we will live for eternity. Yes, we have that. We are eternal beings. No one can take that away from us. No fear-based religion, no heaven or hell type of scenarios. We are eternal beings. Know that. Feel that. Accept that. And Phoenix I Am says she has to be here to return the womb. And yes, she is here right now, walking this path with you. And I feel her, Phoenix. And I'm sure many of us out there feel her. And if you don't That's because you still have to work within that female essence of you, whether you're a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. Some women don't really have a female essence in them. They're more of the masculine energy. And whether you're a man, you need to wake up that female essence in you, because that is the time that we're living in right now, folks. The awakening, the two will become one as they were before. The fragmentation that scattered everything around is now in reparation mode, return home. The mission is return to oneness. And Kit Next says, thank you all for the love and encouraging words. I'm so glad I logged on. So needed you all. And we needed you, Kit Next. T. I'm just going to call you Kitten X. I like to just shorten things. Or kitten. Kitten for short. Kitten sounds cute. But we all need each other. And I am so glad, and we are all glad that you're here sharing, although it is painful, but sometimes pain is good. And with pain, we have resolution. And with resolution, we grow. Phoenix I Am says, I know the church does not hide her. They look for her to kill her again. Not this time. She takes them out, and she's badass. Mama's badass. Mama ain't gonna let the church do the same thing to her again. No way. And we're not gonna allow it, because we're gonna raise her and we're gonna unite with her. And the energy that we have as a community, as a species, and the love that we will learn to remember that we have for Mother is going to be so strong that no church, no matrix, no Agent Smith, no adversary, no one will be able to touch her again, because Mama's going to show who's the boss. Mama's going to come out in more ways than we know it. Gosh, Mama might even come out in me. Who knows what my presentation is going to look like in coming months, years. I don't know. I know that I'm trusting Mother to guide me. And whatever will be, will be. And let's see here. Scott says, moving with energy, I'm same way. Feel the flow, bro. That's right. It's constantly. It's like, sometimes I'm like, God, I should like weigh 90 pounds. Because I'm constantly going. It's like my adrenal system is like, and that's without coffee. When I take a cup of coffee, woof, that's even worse. But I love it. I'd rather be high energy, and all I eat is one meal a day, which I'm sure helps with the high energy, because the body has so much more energy to expel when it's not digesting. People spend the entire day digesting. That's why they're like, I need coffee, I'm tired. Because your body's just digesting. It's working overtime. You're burning the candles at both ends. And Scott Severine says, you are a beautiful spirit, Kitten X. She is. Totally is. And 33 says, you're a family kid, and you ever need us, speak your mind always, hun. This family love 33 is fine with me, my friend. Yes, Mark. My grandma, too. I still feel her. She was the leader. Yeah, when you make these connections, family, friends, loved ones, lover, whatever it is, you always take a piece of them with you, whether they're alive and just left you, whether they've died and they're in another dimension, in another realm. I always feel them. Like right now, I'm thinking about my grandma, as I'm speaking, and as I close my eyes, I see that beautiful face. Grandma was such a giving human being, little glasses. She never had anything of her own. She was always giving. She was living off of Social Security because she took care of my retarded uncle. Her first child got entangled with the umbilical cord, lost oxygen to his brain. So he was not what people consider normal. He was mentally retarded and violent and had to be on medication. And my grandfather died when I was 1 year old. So my grandmother was left alone to take care of my retarded uncle. But she was always so giving. She was the mother, my mother, very narcissistic, and I love her to death, but my mom's not a very nurturing person. My grandmother spoiled her because my mother was born with a thyroid condition, cancer. They had to remove it, and long story, she had a lot of medical complication. But grandma spoiled mom, and grandma was everything to everyone. I owe my grandmother my life. When I died as a kid, I went through a massive epileptic seizure attack or something. I'm not epileptic, but it was like a seizure, and I died. If it wasn't for the fact that my grandmother would worry about me all the time, would get up in the middle of the night to make sure that I was okay. And one of the times that she got up, I was seizing in the crib, and I died, and they rushed me, and they were able to bring me back alive, long story short. But if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here today. She was my mom. She loved me. So when she died, that was like traumatic for me, very traumatic, but she will always be with me. I can't ever let her go. And I know she will never let me go. Because when my grandfather died, I was everything for her, everything. My mom goes, here, take care of Maricita, because she saw the depression my grandmother was going in when my grandfather died. So needless to say, loss is bad, but we can make it something good, because when we lose someone we love and they've passed this dimension, there's always that somebody there that we know that are looking out for us, that we know that they'll never leave because they are inside of us. We are them and they are us. And Phoenix says she loves her children, but religion has taken most of them, but it is free will, doing housework. Sorry. And Scott said, the spiritual healing we are experiencing, having escaped from the delusion of the matrix. Yes, brother, totally, totally. Phoenix I Am says, Mama is going to kick the church's ass in those red words in that book of men words. That's right, Phoenix. Mama's going to set things straight. And it's about time, too. The adversary has wreaked havoc in Mama's world. Mama's going to, I don't want to be the adversary when she gets to him. And Kidnex says, I apologize, Mark. Didn't mean to interrupt your program. Never an interruption, Kidnex. It's your show. This is our show, people. You guide it. You direct it. I have stuff that I want to talk about. If I don't finish it today, we finish it tomorrow. But everything that you guys bring to my attention is important. You guys are very important to me. And Kidden says, I apologize, Mark. Didn't mean to interrupt your program. Bipolar is something we definitely need to hear and talk about. Yeah, and I'm going to continue that as soon as I read this. Lost my best friend, says 33. A long time ago, he was from Vietnamese gang here in Cali. He was Arabic, and when he died, he shot me in my dreams. Then he grabbed my hand, took it away from where I was holding. Wow. I'm telling you, there's an old saying in Spanish that says, hay que creer, reventar. You've got to believe or explode, I guess would be the best definition. But things that we see in life that lets us know that we're not in the wrong, that everything that we're believing in is real. Those people that don't believe in anything, they're atheists. They don't believe in nothing. So I'm like, so really? Everything that we see around us just kind of happened. Poof! Big old explosion. And here we have trees, plants, birds, cows, people. Everything has an intricate pattern. Everything has an energy, but it just happened in a poof. You got to believe in something, folks. Whatever you want to call that creator, mother, father, whatever. But you got to believe in something, because we didn't just magically go poof and appeared. I know we all fight from the different religion systems and, oh, my God's the God. No, but you know what? At least you believe in something. You know, and that's important in my opinion. Let's see. My shot wound and was bleeding. He kept me. Did I just read that? I knew I was going through it. He kept saying it's okay. You're all right. It's okay. I took it off. I was not bleeding. I was fine. And I realized he knew I was going through something and it would be okay. Wow, brother. That's amazing. For an example, Mark, you are so right. I'm telling you, brother. And Kidneck says, much love, brother, to you, 33. And 33 said, never let go. So sweet. Never. We can't. I mean, you know, grieving and not being able to function is not good. But we need to grieve some. Some people take longer than others. But instead of grieving, I think it's like, wow, okay, they're free now. And you know what? They're not gone. They're in you. They'll always be inside of you, but they're free. So I know there's cultures that celebrate death. It's like, yes, they're out of this matrix. Thank God, right? I know it's hard. I don't want to diminish people's loss. But when we take something and when we go, okay, well, they're not here physically, but they're here emotionally, energetically, and spiritually with you. You've just gained some, it's like Pac-Man, you just gain another spark of light that's inside of you. And you have somebody on the other side to welcome you, although you don't want to go in the light and get back here, but to welcome you when you get past that grid. And maybe even because you're part of them, that when they left and hopefully they made it past the grid, it'll make it easier for you to get past the grid. I don't know. I'm just guessing. But, loss is painful, but sometimes loss is also good because it allows us to see things in a different way. And I'm all about seeing things in a different way. And Scott said, my grandmother was 5 feet, nothing, pure bundle of love. As was mine. Little thing, was the only grandparent I really knew. Grandparents are, gosh, to me, they're, I was closer to my grandma than I've been to my mother. That's how it is, And that woman just, God, the only love that I knew was from her. She loved me to death. She spoiled me. On days I didn't have school, she'd bring my breakfast to bed so I could continue sleeping. I'd have my Ovaltine and toast with butter. That would be what, I'd eat it in my bed and back to sleep. Spoiled the heck out of me. Loved me to no avail. I was asthmatic. I was a very sick child. She was always just taking care of me and loving me. And and then when the teeth were to come out, and she would feel, oh, that's loose, and she tricked me and pulled that thing out. I was like, oh, and if tonsils were bad, she'd take cotton and put it in mercurochrome and chase me around the house so she could get her finger inside my throat to do mercurochrome. I was like, whoa. But she loved and cared for me so much. So lucky to have had such an amazing grandmother in my life. Really, really lucky. And I'm sure a lot of you out there love your grandpa and grandma. I didn't get to meet my grandfather. He died when I was 1. I don't remember him. And that's on my mom's side of the family. My father's side of the family never got to meet my grandfather or grandma on his side of the family because they remained in Cuba, and my grandma and grandpa, father's side, both are passed. So Kid Next T says, Mark, so true. And Scott says, believe is all that there is. Either you can or can't up to us. We are most powerful. Exactly, brother. And Scott Severini says, games, LOL, good analogy. We are absolute to power up to new level. Yeah, totally, brother. And Phoenix IM says, the mother has been brought here because she is the only one that can fight the force and put back the light in the sky. Faith, El Shaitan, the devil, her son, God's son. Too many gods here. Way too many. We need a little bit of that feminine energy to come back. And although she's feminine energy, she's got her masculine thing going on. Mama's perfect. Mama's got a perfect little match, And that's, that's so important. Above the mother is the unknowable who made us all. So much to tell. And I'm all ears, Phoenix. Want you to call me. Okay, we'll set up a time. I want you to talk to me, to teach me, to help me learn so that I could bring it out here to our family. Okay? Is that a deal? We're going to do that? Let me continue reading here. Now we've got, let me see how this is showing on the screen now that I'm putting it up. Now it's cutting up again. It's this particular program, this particular thing is not working so well. Oh, I'm going to have to read it without sharing it again. Understanding what bipolar 1 and 2 is. Did I just, okay. Bipolar 1 is also known as manic depressive. It is characterized by having at least one manic episode as well as periods of depression, typically periods where the person is suffering. Let me just bring this out because you guys are not going to be able to see this. I'll just read it. Typically, periods where the person is suffering cycles between periods of mania and depression. Mania can be described as a period of abnormally elevated mood and high energy, accompanied by abnormal behavior that disrupts life. Things that, that are out there completely, As we just mentioned, these periods of mania are followed by depression. And this is why the term manic depressive was coined. As frightening as bipolar 1 sounds, only 2.5% of the US population has bipolar disorder, which equates to about 6 million people. That's a lot of people. Wow, 6 million people. However, anyone can develop bipolar disorder. It does not discriminate. It's an equal opportunity type of thing, But most people who develop it do so in their teens or 20s and typically by their 50s. Bipolar 2. As we discussed previously, bipolar 2 is similar to bipolar 1, with mood cycling between highs and low over times. Not to downplay a mental health disorder, but bipolar 2 disorder is typically described as less severe from a bipolar disorder. Remember, those manic episodes that we discussed, they do happen with bipolar 2, but those up episodes do not reach below mania. Thus, they're called hypomania. After a period of hypomania, depression follows. The difference between bipolar 1 and bipolar 2, the hallmark differences between 1 and 2 is the presence of either mania or hypomania. Both can be debilitating, but there are some stark differences between mania and hypomania. Symptoms of hypomania include a sustained mood that is elevated, feelings of superiority or grandiosity, heightened irritability, people become very irritable very easy, having excessive energy, not needing a lot of sleep, but not feeling tired. My sister would go hours, nights without sleeping, wouldn't feel tired. I need sleep. I'm the kind of person, my head hits that pillow, I'm out. I need 8 hours of sleep. I would not be able to function without sleep. Reckless behavior is another characteristic, and racing thoughts. They just, get many, many thoughts in their heads. These symptoms must be different from normal behavior when not depressed. It is also important to know that someone experiencing hypomania may note a reduction in their daily function. They typically are still able to have some semblance of normalcy in their day-to-day living. So how do these symptoms differ from mania? Well, in someone experiencing mania, these symptoms may also be present, but on a much larger scale. For example, someone with mania may be completely unable to hold back their racing thoughts and shout something very inappropriate at times, such as in the middle of a funeral. They may miss work due to a spur of the moment decision to take a trip. They have these really erratic, like they're normal, and then whoop, something gets up their rear end and whoop, I'm doing this. I'm out of here. That kind of thing. Mania also includes delusions and hallucinations, while hypomania does not. This can cause someone to believe that they have responsibilities that they do not, such as they are the president. Pretty scary stuff. Kind of like, never mind. President of the United States. No. If mania is severe enough, hospitalization may be required, which is not typically required during a hypomanic episode. So, we see that this could be a problem, in a lot of people. Let's see what we got here, some of our comments. Phoenix I Am says, she is here in the woods, returning, Lilith back in the sky. I will talk to only you and Lena. Deal. Oh, and Lilith spins. Lilith spins. Okay, Lilith is the cube. Okay. I call it the spinning box. You do not want this. Trust me. Okay. There's a name for this thing, and it spins. And I learned this a while back. I can't remember the name of the shape of this, but I'm wondering if it's the same thing that you're talking about. And 33 says he was the toughest soul I knew, always chastised for being a Muslim in a white neighborhood. He beat up anyone who disrespected his family, faith, etc. He had no choice. That's what made him so strong. That may be why I have a true connection with the fourth dimension, plus our mother, father up above, blade and chalice. I truly believe what you say is true about this one side connection, two up above, fourth and fifth. Definitely, you know. So when we lose someone, we shouldn't get so upset because it is. It's like, oh, it's like, I know people's. I've got some connection going up there now, you know, and that's, you know, we've got to look at things in a brighter sense. I know it's hard to lose someone, but when you're awakened and you know that these meat suits really mean nothing and that you're eternal and that we will always be connected no matter what, then that sadness kind of takes a back seat. And yeah, we allow our human bodies to grieve a little bit. You know, tears are good at times, a little cleansing, but we can't hold on to that pain because that pain will destroy you. And then you'd be no good to anybody. And we need all of us to be strong, to be a strong tribe. And 33 said, thank you, Mark. His name was Iman. Much love, all from me for now. Thank you, 33, and blessing to you and your insight and for sharing. And Phoenix I Am says, the Bible says to honor your mother and father, but the church says, this is your parents here. Ha ha. Yeah, our real parents. They're the absolute. Our real parents are not made out of flesh and blood, you know, and that's what we really need to learn from and to connect to reach out so that we can fulfill the mission. And Kid Nick said, my sister was diagnosed with bipolar by 3 doctors. Her 2 ex-husbands said she didn't want to admit it or realize it. You know what? A lot of people do not want to admit it. They take offense to it. But they should know they can't help it. It's a disorder. It's a disease. No one asks to have this. No one wants to walk around with a label. But I truly believe that people can heal themselves from any condition, whether mental or physical. And that would be for another show. You know, it's like how to heal it. Because right now it's just pretty much knowing the difference between the different types. But, you know, I will want to create a show on how to better yourself. Okay. The FDA doesn't like people to use word as cure unless it's coming from big pharma. So I'll never use the word cure because I don't want flags, red flags. I don't want, you know, to have any kind of problem. Heck, I'm going to see this. I'm going to share this with you guys, which I thought was pretty telling of the kind of systems that we're living in. You know, unless you are cured by big pharma, you're not allowed to mention the word cure. Okay, this man right here, his name is Jason Vile. I don't know if you guys could read that. I'll try to make it a little bigger. After I was diagnosed with cancer for the second time, I studied up on an alternative medicine and found that apricot seeds have anti-cancer effects on the body. After eating up to 40 seeds a day, I ended up beating cancer without any chemo, radiation, drugs, or surgery. Then I started selling the seeds online to other cancer victims. But the FDA ended up suing me and spent 5 years, and he spent 5 years in prison, not because the seeds didn't work, but because I used the word cure, quote, unquote. So, you know, there's an agenda. There's a massive, good morning, Danny Flo. Thank you for joining us. There's an agenda. They don't want you to know that you have the capability of curing yourself with the things that are provided in this beautiful blue planet. They love to sell their poisons. That's how they make a living. Phoenix I Am says the Bible says to honor your mother and father, but the church says this is your parents here. I already read that. I do that a lot. I never know where I leave off. Kid XT says, I already read that too. So it's good morning, Danny. Phoenix I Am says, I'm bipolar, not bipolar ruled out because I see dead people. They don't know what to think of me. I will tell them who stands behind them that wants to talk. Catholics hate this. I'm sure they do. And like I said, I think just about all of us have a little bipolar in us. Some a little more severe than others. It all depends on the chemical reaction in her brain. I believe there's many reasons for bipolarism. Some of it is environmental induced childhood trauma. A lot of it is chemical imbalances. So I believe if you work through your childhood traumas and you feed your body what you need to eat, that'll make it healthy chemical environment for your brain. And if you balance your energies and work through the stagnations that we have, which I love to do when I head out on the road and do hands-on live stuff with you guys, just empowering you in ways that you've never been empowered before. I am so looking forward to that. But you can make yourself whole. Let's use that word instead of the word cure. You're making yourself whole. You're going to try to put people in jail for saying you're making yourself whole? I don't think so. We just got to find a way around this crazy matrix. Learn a different language. Learn to speak in codes with one another so they can't touch us. And Phoenix I Am says no one can beat the mother at anything. So hang on, the islands do move. South America has to go back into place. It gets bad here, but she's here with you. She will go through it. She loves the kids, and we love mama. I love mom, Mother Earth, mom, mother, the essence of her, the essence of everything beautiful and nourishing. And at the same time, yes, she could kick some ass because there's nothing more powerful than a well-balanced woman. A woman that knows who she is, a woman that doesn't need men's validation or the gaze of the eyes of men, a woman that's self-made. And that's mama. And we're all part of mama. And Phoenix I Am says she lives right here in the USA with you. And I'm sure they have found her and hurt her already, but she will take it all for her children. Yes. And Kitten Next T says, yes, I eat apricot seeds. They are pricey, but I feel they are worth it instead of medicine. Totally. Another good one was grape seeds. It's also good. There's so many natural things that one can do. I know I've spoken to this in the past about urine therapy. That's supposed to allow your body to create its own stem cells, and it's supposed to make you whole. Let's not say cure, make you whole and allow your body to communicate with itself. All those unruly rogue cells that went wild, you bring them back home and they learn to recognize themselves. It's like, why am I fighting you? I'm part of you. I love you. I'm so sorry I hurt you. That's what's going to happen. I know you guys probably think I'm weird. I'm just, it's like, ever since I was a kid, I've always been different from everyone else. I've been called weird. I've been called Martian. I've been called all sorts of things. And I tried so hard to adapt to this world, to be like everybody else. I don't want to be like everybody else. I want to be me. I want to be goofy. I want to be fun. I want to be loving. I want to be this two-spirit, whatever it's going to look like. I don't know, but it's me. It's me. And that's all we can be, folks, is be our true self without having to copy, be the latest magazine model lookalike or whatever. No, that's not for me. Not judging those of you that want to be that way. That's on you. But I know I'm going to lead my life by example. And the best is just yet to come. And Stephanie Ann says, whole versus cure. I like that. Say it all. Yeah, whole. Let's just be whole, because that is our right to be whole. Phoenix I Am says, this time she stays with you forever. Believe or not, I do not care. I believe you, Phoenix. I've never once doubted anything you've ever said. I may not have understood it completely, but I believe you. And like I said, let's talk. Reading stuff to me sometimes is difficult. I'm an auditory kind of person. I like to hear things so that I can register, and then I could ask questions and things of that nature. And Phoenix I Am says, I've always followed her. She is the mother and father. Yes, both. But you can have her sons, El Shaitan, or the church, and the devil, your father. I'll stay with mama, and mama is both mother and father. She has that androgyny, that awesome, beautiful androgyny, which it's yes. See, I'm feeling really, really empowered to be close to that energy, the essence, to be whole again. I'm looking forward to be whole again. And Stephanie says, LOL, Mark, finger puppets, laughing and smiling balances us and makes us whole too. Definitely. Laughter is something so important. I used to be the class clown, you know. I had a teacher who literally had to place me in another classroom because she could not deal with me because I was always making her laugh. And, you know, she had this reputation of being really mean. But I made it my mission that I was going to make her laugh. And it was just so, you know, it's laughter is our best medicine, you know, and we don't do it enough because we're so entangled in drama and in worries. And it's like, you know what? We need to laugh more. We need to love more. And that's why I'm looking so forward to like meeting you guys and meeting at parks and just, oh gosh, you just don't know. Just wait. Best is yet to come. And Danny, wait, I missed somebody here. And 33 said, I was trying to figure out what happened with you and Lynn. I had to go search your vids. I saw why, and you two handle that with grace. Proud of you. Proud of you too. Thank you for being you. Thank you, 33. Thank you for understanding. And yes, you know, it's important to do things with grace. It's important to go within the spirit and understand when something's just not working anymore. It's not right. And it's best to part as friends. First time we broke up, it was not pretty. We've learned from that mistake. We're both now ready and willing to depart, but depart as friends. Because like I said, whether a person dies or the person departs in a relationship, you will always have a piece of them in you, and they will always have a piece of you in them. And you want to make it a beautiful thing, a beautiful departure. Ugly divorces are never good for anyone, not good for the kids, not good for anyone. We need to learn to be civil, to do everything in love. And although we may not understand things sometimes, but at least to make peace. And I wrote something on my Facebook. Let's see if I could find it. And Danny Flo says, normal is basic. Who wants to be basic like everyone else? No thanks. I'll be weird. That's right, brother. Weirdness is a good thing. And from now on, I'm going to let my weird shine. I don't care if they point fingers at me, if they call me names. I said, I find peace in resolution, even if that outcome is painful. When you find resolution, you know, people argue, they just don't see eye to eye, and you find that the resolution is it's time to part ways. And you find peace in that. So that's why I wrote that on Facebook. And Phoenix AM says, my phone I use won't be here until later today, so I'll call after 6. Okay, Mark? Like my old man says, slowly telling them. Remember, I have a night show from 5:30. Sometimes I could go up to 7:30, depending on the flow. So I'm on Mountain Time. I don't know what time you are, but if I'm on, you know I'm on because you usually watch. So once I get off the show, then we could talk. Or I don't do shows on the weekend, so Saturday, Sunday will probably be better. Or you know, after the show, it's up to you. But I'm looking forward to speaking with you. And Phoenix Sam says, you're right, Mark. Yes, she is both. You are her. You are both. Thank you, Phoenix. And you all are whole. She loves you, and I love her, and I love all of you. 33D says, for sure, Mark, laughter is best. It definitely is. I mean, it's amazing. And Scott Severini says, class clown rules. That's right, right? Got myself into a lot of trouble, but it was fun. It was lots of fun. Phoenix I Am says, you don't ask her to like that church. She does not like men. She had no sons, but she will take you all, but most go elsewhere because of the church's lies. I can understand why she may not, you know. And hey, there's a lot of great guys like you guys here. You guys rock. You guys are my heroes. You guys, know how to love. You know how to be in balance. The ones that follow the adversary, the ones that wave around their pistols and they run around with this machismo type of thing that have hurt women. My father used to beat the crap out of my mother. He was an abusive alcoholic. I would stand in the way and sometimes I would get hit trying to protect my mother. No child ever has to grow up like that. I grew up too quickly. I had to learn to be an adult. I had to take care of my mother, and it's so important for all of us to learn to balance our male and female side. It's what's happening now as part of the awakening that's taking place. Little boys need to be allowed to play. Let me see if I have this picture, to play with dolls, and not be ridiculed, because no one wants to be ridiculed. Oh, what did I do with that picture? I thought I saved it. Sometimes I download so many stuff and I don't know if I save it. But there's this picture I have where talks about not allowing little boys to play with dolls because they're going to be a sensitive human being. I mean, it was like an oxymoron, like saying you should allow your little boys to play with dolls and be in touch with their feminine side. They'll grow up to be a better man, more loving towards their wife, more understanding of their own emotion. Men fight their emotions because they're constantly fighting their emotions, and they create this hard ass. I know, because I created the hard ass to try to protect my mother, to try to protect myself. It's a mask that we put on, a mask that we feel we have to go out in the world with so that we're protected because we don't want to be vulnerable. That helps no one. Nothing more beautiful than a man that's in touch with his feminine side, that's able to cry, that's able to communicate, to listen. We need to break away from this man are from Mars, women are from Venus. No, we need to realize that we could be one. We could communicate. And that's another one of my missions, to be able to create seminars to help couples understand one another more, to help the woman be in touch with her masculine side. Because, guys do like butchy women. I used to have guys when I was younger and dating women, they're like, oh man, I know you like women, but God, if you would just give me a chance. And of course, at the time I was like, no, you're the enemy. You will hurt me, but I've learned since that that's not true. Yes, there's a lot of guys that do hurt women, but they're hurting themselves. And it's all about healing, folks. That's what it's all about. And 33 said, awesome, Mark. Let's see, many can learn from you and Lena. Important to hold on to what you once had and move on, Grace, for sure. Where you're in your lives shows who and how you are. Very good, my friend. Very good. Thank you, brother. Thank you. And Kid TX gave you a bunch of thumbs up, 33, and hearts and pink hearts and blue and green hearts. I love the different color hearts. And 33 says, I had a 3.7 GPA, but my attitude had a 1.5 because I would shoot my mouth off in class one time. The teacher said, quit shooting your mouth off. I told him, shoot, send me to the principal office. Yeah, I'm telling you, this thing right here, this tongue could get us in so much trouble sometimes. So I'm learning that first you got to think, meditate, then speak, right? So that we don't hurt people. Because when we hurt people, we're hurting ourselves too, So I did have a whole bunch of other stuff to talk about on the show today, but let's see. I'm going to leave that bipolar thing where it's at right now to be revisited. I think you guys kind of got a good idea about the different types and, what people deal with, I don't always like to point out the problems too much, just a little. So I want to come back sometime this week. I'll probably talk about natural ways of becoming whole. Wink. We know what the word whole actually means, right? And Can't use the C word, God forbid. No, only big pharma is allowed to do that. But I want to provide a lot of different ways, not just to become whole from any kind of mental, emotional, or spiritual imbalances, but also physical. Learning how to understand self so you could become whole, completely whole. And let's see here. What do we have? Yeah, we've got Scott Severidi says 90% of my friends in school were all girls/women. Social event. Yeah, I find that some guys get along better with women than they do with other guys. Because especially if you're like, and I know you are, Scott, because you're awakened, if you're in touch with your female essence, and you don't like to be there in the locker room going, hey, look at that mom over there. She's got big old, it's like when I used to go to the gym, I used to hear the guys talking about women. And I felt like say, excuse me, I was born a female and I don't appreciate you talking that way. But of course I didn't do that because I would have probably got the beaten out of me. So I was like, God, really? Is this what I'm shooting to become? I don't want any part of that. So, it's understandable that you would feel more in communication with females because we love to talk. I will talk something to death to the point where you're like, we beat that horse to the ground. There's nothing else to say about it. But until I know that you know, that I know that you know, that you understood what I'm trying to say, because, it's important. And that I find some guys have a major difficulty with that. It's like, are you mentioning that again? But I just started talking about it. But it's good to learn. Humans, we all need to learn to have both programming, the male programming and the female programming, working in balance, working together, not against each other. And 33 says, yes, Mark, think and meditate always. Definitely, because sometimes we do the open mouth insert foot. Good morning, she said. Thank you for joining us. It's okay, 33. Sorry for sidetracking you, Mark. It's not a problem. It's like I said, I put stuff together. If we get to cover it, great. If we don't, I appreciate this more so, than just following or reading a scripted thing that I put together or reading an article. And Kid Next says, she said, says, hi. Hi, sis. Hi, everybody. And Scott says, true, even today, prefer hanging with women. So when you and I get to hang out, Drive, you got a little bit of both of me, because I'm not a mixture. When I get rid of the beard, you'll see it more. Right now, it's kind of hard to imagine. I know. Probably people going, don't see it. But that's why I put the ending video at the end when I show my transition from childhood all the way through. Two-spirit. And I miss that. I miss that two-spirit nature. I miss the, like, I got up in the morning, what do I want to look like today? And I know that I won't be able to look as a beautiful long-haired female that I used to be before. Whatever will transpire in this transformation, this transition that I'm going to be dealing with, I don't know what it's going to look like. But I don't care, because what matters is what's inside the heart. I've never been much for all the makeup-y type of thing. I did that because my mother kind of forced me. You're supposed to look presentable in the world and all that stuff. And I was like, okay, I'll let the hair grow. Okay, I'll wear makeup. Okay. Because it was like I was beaten down. Girls aren't supposed to talk like that or walk like that or dress like that. And why don't you shave your legs? And I ain't shaving my legs. That's for sure. I am not shaving shave the beard, but I'm not shaving anything else, because it's too much work. It's like we're meant to have hair, whether you're a woman or a man, And let's see, Phoenix says, the only ones here on trial are the sons of sin. You see them. You are her sons. And she says, hey, Scott. And Phoenix says, if they, the sons of sin, step away from their father, the devil, she will let them into her house. And 33 says, thank you, Mark. You rock. Thank you. Thank you. I'm blessed to have you guys in your time with me. Those that join me in the morning. Some of you join me both in the morning and the evening show, and I appreciate you with all my heart and soul. And Gigi for Truth says, love the communication here. Thanks, Mark. Group hug. Yes, group hug. And I can't wait for it to be a real group hug where we could just, oh my God. Utopia. Utopia. And Scott says, yes, hearts speak more important what's on inside than out. Totally, totally. So let's see how big this one spiritual dance article that I have picked out to talk about today. If I could just kind of like maybe just glance at it for a bit. This is one of the things I love to do, folks. Dance. Spiritual and healing power of dance. And I'm going to share with you probably tomorrow a little clip of when I was in my healthiest. And I do the dance of love, it's called. But let me share this here real quick. This is, let's see, hopefully it works right this time. Let's see how that one works. Okay, that looks like it works. I think it was the other article. So it's called The Spiritual and Healing Power of Dance. And that kind of, I don't know, that kind of looks like it. I don't think Mother has all that many hands and feet, but I don't know. I mean, what do I know? What our spiritual mother. Dance when you're broken. Okay, dance when you're broken open. Dance if you're torn, the bandage off. Dance in the middle of the fighting. Dance in your blood. Dance when you're perfectly free. That was Rumi. I don't know, many of you have heard of Rumi. He used to spin. Well-awakened guru. Dancing, personally, I feel is the most underrated forms of spirituality, meditative dancing. If there is such a term, can be used to transcend the boundaries of our consciousness and connect with the source. When you dance, you're dancing for Mother, Father. She feels you. Okay. It's well documented that Nataraja, or the dancing form of Shiva, represents the source of creation, presentation, and dissolution. Yet such little importance is given to dance when it comes to worship. Dance for me has been a way of expression from the time I was a child, and that includes me, the person who's reading this article, till date I break into random dance at any given point. It's good to remember that this does not by any means make you a great dancer, but it has never stopped me from grooving to familiar tunes. There are two incidents that I recollect where I had a phenomenon, God, this thing is so annoying, life-changing experience with dancing. The first one was when my sister was expecting her first child. She was around 8 months into her pregnancy and had come over to my parents' place where I was put up at that time. The music was playing in my room and I was completely lost in my dance while she was sitting on the sofa around 20 feet away. She got me out of my trance by calling me to come out. I was a bit annoyed as it brought me out of my altered state. She insisted I come out to see the baby move, even though I had felt baby move multiple times. When I stepped out, the baby was virtually rolling in her stomach to the music. But what happened next led me to believe it wasn't the music. She asked me to touch her stomach. It seemed ridiculous as I could see the whole body moving. But as I reached out to touch her stomach, a tiny hand pushed up and touched mine. Amazing, folks. There was a transfer of energy that left me dumbfounded on the possibility of sharing the energy of connecting with a soul that hasn't even yet been incarnated into the world. While this got me thinking about the other experiences I had while dancing at a party many years ago. We were in the fields overlooking the mountains while dancing in anticipation of the sunrise. As dawn broke, the first few rays of light peeked through above the hills, and as I danced, the rays turned into a huge figure that danced along with me. As that happened, for the first time, I felt immense love and an energetic connection with the universe. It entered my body through the feet and excited through my head into the sky and circling all around. This was the first time I felt one with everything and started to believe there is something, such as, for the lack of words, God, Mother, Father, the great I am, Source. I was an atheist, this reader or writer says, until this experience led me to believe in some sort of power or energy that exists. And as I mentioned earlier, for those of you that are atheists, and I know those that are watching aren't atheists, But for those that are atheists, how can you think that this whole thing just kind of boom? And it's crazy. There were 2 transformational experiences that I had with the help of dancing that shifted the course of my life. Till date, when I dance, I close my eyes and I begin to feel the music. And that's what I do, folks. I move with the beat until it becomes subconscious process. I no longer focus on the movement of the beats, but I am now synchronized with it. And at this point, I began to feel an energy build up and visualize it and feel it flowing through the body. Use this energy by focusing on parts of your body that need healing or just enjoy connecting with source energy. And I use this a lot in helping people heal. I've used this to help myself heal. I use this, dance. And this is the thing that I'm excited about when I get out there and we connect and we have, oh my God, you just don't know. It'd be fair to say that I discovered a power known to many tribes since ancient times. Native Americans dance to the rain, for war, for courtship, and for many other reasons. And there's a video here, and I'm going to go ahead and link this on the chat. Hey, come on. Hey. So that you guys could watch the video and read the remainder of the link, the article. But dancing, folks, oh my God, it is such a healing thing. Maritza, female me, oh, wow. Dancing, I'd have people, and not to brag, it's not that I was a great dancer, but it's the energy. Because when I read that article, I was like, well, that's me. Close my eyes, I become one with that beat, and then it's not even a beat anymore. It's healing, very powerful healing. Moving meditation, trance music is good for that. Yes, as she said, I am. Let's see here. Where did I leave off? Yes, heart speak. Hugs, says Phoenix. Yes, I feel a gathering hugs. Yes, I can't wait. Dance is very healing, Danny Flo. Totally. Kid Nick says, oh my gosh, I love to dance too, Mark. Well, Kid Nick's when I hit the road and we create. I think my plan is going to be as I get to different areas, and I'm also open to like people telling me, hey, can you come down such and such? And I will do so. And then we'll create a gathering, like in a park. We'll think of ideas where we could go, or we're not going to create trouble, cause any problems, because I don't want any problems with the law. I don't want any problems with anybody. Just something that could be healing, that we could, like, let's say, okay, I'm in Utah now. How many people live in Utah? How many people want to drive to Utah? Let's hang out at the park in such and such place, or, maybe we could like rent a place in a hotel at a hall. I would prefer nature, but for gathering, maybe we could do like rent a hall somewhere or something that's not too expensive that we could all put together and just have healing sessions and seminars and dance things and all sorts of stuff. And Danny Flo says, dance is healing. Ken says, oh my gosh, I'm dance. Okay, Phoenix I Am says, we will all gather with her and she will show you things you have never seen, I believe. But I was raised, with her, not the church or that word. Yes. Gigi, shake what your mama gave you. That's right, Gigi. And Phoenix is laughing. I want to see that laughter in person. And let's see. Kid Next says, Gigi, yes. Wow, you all lifted my spirits. Much love to thank you, Mark, and all family. Our pleasure, Kid XT. That's what we're here for. And GG42 says, we are with you, kitten. Yes, we all are. We're sending you lots of love, lots of healing, lifting you up, sister, and allowing you to feel the love of your friend, filling up your heart so that you will never miss her again, because she will always be with you, and you will feel her more so now than you did when she was alive. And I manifest that for you. And Phoenix I Am says, she was before religion, before the pagan church. They just set on her altar and hide what is here with National Forest. Stay out. Ha, white man, it is time for cowboys and aliens. You let in. And let's see. 33 says, kitten, that makes me happy. Smile, sister. Celebrate with your friend. She is free. Dance with her. She will always be here. Light up a candle. Put on some music and dance for your friend. bring that connection back. Tell her how much you love her and tell her you know that you will meet again, because you will. We all will, you know? And she said, movement, I read that. And I put on that link. 33 said, I love the energy, Mark. Passion is real, my family. It's what it's all about. It's what we got, brothers, this energy, this realness. We have been taught in this society to put on a mask, to lie, to walk around all day long. Enough of that. Time to lift the veil. Time to allow the passion to spread. Time to dance. Time to sing. If we have to cry, we'll cry together, but tears of laughter, tears of joy, and laugh. Oh my God, laugh. Laughter is the best medicine. We're going to do all that. I promise you all, we are going to do all that. We're going to change the world. And Gigi says, I'm in Alabama. Hey, I'm going to get everywhere. I got a Prius, a great gas mileage. We're going to connect. We are going to connect. We're going to make this happen. And Phoenix I Am says, my old man cannot dance, but he's my soggy bottom by. I just love him. We're going to teach him how to dance. I'm going to teach your old man to be in touch with that feminine side when we gather. I promise you, he's going to be a disco queen before I leave. We're going to make him learn how to dance. It's just a matter of just, I'll just wait. And let's see, boy, I wish I could see. And then my typing wouldn't be so bad. I feel you. I'm blinder than Bob, going squinching, making up words that's not even in front of me. And then if I try to make it big, then it gets too big. Yeah. But you know what? We see with this. This is what needs to be 2020. This, And let's see. 33 says, Namaste and loving dancing energy. Woot woot. Hear you, Mark. Change the world indeed. Definitely. We're going to do this. We're going to do this together. And, the sky is no limit. Right, guys? I'm going to let you go. I'm going to be back tonight at 5:30, early evening, with another segment of Transition Radio Show. And the family, together we will create beautiful things and make things happen. Guys, I love you. But remember to always, I got to cue my thing here, always love yourselves too. Because without love, without self-love, you can't pour out your heart to love others. Without self-love, you're not going to be able to help others. You're going to be with a limp. You got to take it all out, all the stuff that you don't like. Take it out, put it on the table. I'm going to do this on a show. And we're going to figure out, why don't I like this about myself? We're going to discover it. We're going to work through this together, online and in person. We're going to do all this stuff. Like right now, it's just because I'm here till July, till my lease. But when the lease is up and out there, and we're going to make this happen. We're going to heal one soul at a time, connecting one with the other, becoming stronger, loving mother, father. She's going to be smiling from ear to ear. All right, guys, love you. But remember to always love yourselves too. And let's see, I'll read these last few comments. Stephanie, previous obligation won't be here tonight. Blessing. That's okay. You were here with me this morning. I appreciate you. And 33 says, thank you, Mark, for your time, and love you too, amigo. Family, love you all. Love you. And Phoenix says, many have tried. He really cannot. I love it. And he's from Arkansas. So this is funny to me. Much love, Mark. Much love. All righty. Take care, folks. Let me play this thing here. Make sure this is on. The technical sides of these things. I love this song. If we love each other. Miss that hair. love that saves us. Maritza. Good night, folks, or see you later, folks.